Welcome to Operation Ultimate Phase 3, where we resume our journey at the Florence sand dunes in Oregon. We're here to see a solar eclipse, but the clouds in the sky unfortunately had other plans for us, so we missed it entirely. You can't win them all, I guess. Luckily, this one was an annular eclipse as opposed to a total eclipse, so really we didn't miss anything life-changing. You might be wondering who this random third Cherokee belongs to. That'd be Ryder from the Cherokee XJ Discord server, who injected himself with caffeine and drove 4 hours to meet us immediately after work. This dude actually had more caffeine in his bloodstream than anything else, because he did the craziest stunts out here on his 100% stock XJ, which you might recognize from the TorqueSpit conspiracy. Yes, gentlemen, this XJ is one of the 8,368 2001s that have Phillips screws on the side markers, this absolute legend. So we totally nerded out about his classic trim XJ features, and by we, I mean me. I am joined by Bryant, Nitaniel, and Clay as we gathered here amidst the slim chance the clouds would let up, but despite our best efforts, none of us were dragonborn. Well, boys, I just about rolled the damn thing over. That is a pretty steep angle, but I think we'll be okay. I gotta get Bryant back here. It's too damn cloudy to see this eclipse, man. That sucks. Even still, though, the sand dunes were a blast, a void calling for adventure. The Flex J handled it all, as Bryant's has LSDs and some meaty tires let down to 8 psi. Ryder's XJ surprisingly kept up with him, even though stock. His has an easier to operate automatic transmission and was of course way lighter, so it took on the sand no problem.
The attempted unsliding. You can't see from this angle how much he's slid here. Yeah, there we go.
Mine kind of struggled though, because I was weighed down by literally all of my stuff, and driving a manual in the thick, heavy, wet sand wasn't easy, so I couldn't really do what the other two could.
No, just barely.
It makes me want to go back, with a little bit more preparation, of course, but I still had an awesome time.
He's getting some cred. He's got my respect now.
Dude! I don't know. Oh my god. This is crazy son of a bitch. Boy, do I got video footage for you. This guy is not afraid of anything out here. I'm very afraid. Dude. Nitaniel goes, "You ever stood up in a Jeep before?" Oh my god. I don't like sand.
You haven't done the Jeep cable.
I know if I'm going to eat this, I'm going to have to go get that.
No.
Just on the Comanche?
Natural.
No, I haven't done it on that either.
Oh, I thought you were talking about that. Okay. Yeah.
No, I need to do it. An anonymous benefactor sent me Jeep cables, so that's kind of one of the next projects.
Right.
Oh, we all just kind of wandered off. There's Bryant. I think Ryder's over there. Oh no, that's an ATV. I don't know where he is. Dude, you should have heard this thing with the side exit on it. It was nice. I loved that, man. I mean, it was obnoxious in the morning, but in Florida, I fit right in, man.
Oh, yeah, good call, man.
Ryder headed back home, having been awake for, I think, 22 hours, with another 4 hours of driving ahead of him. I don't condone that sort of torture on oneself, but he did make it back and is still alive, so that's good. The rest of us hung around Florence that day, went to some really fancy restaurant on the waterfront, and that night made bacon over the campfire. And that was where things went sour for me and Clay, because the next morning after eating said bacon, me and him got sick. Bryant and Nitaniel were unfazed, but I'd carry that food sickness with me through the rest of the whole trip, so in live clips from here on out, I'll have a bit of a sore throat.
It's a two-door, Bryant.
Yeah.
We were originally going to continue north from here to check out the Tillamook Cheese Factory, where me and my fellow Wisconsinites would judge Oregon's apparently better cheese. But with half the crew sick and Bryant on a bit of a tight schedule with work, we figured it'd be better to cut over a day's worth of driving and skip to Bend in Central Oregon, because if nothing else on this trip, I had to take everyone to Blockbuster. You might remember I stopped here in Operation Secret Flex the last time I was in Oregon, and I don't think I did the place justice in that video. I said it was the best part of the whole trip, and I mean that. Like, Blockbuster is such an iconic staple of the 90s, and I love the 90s. Based on the 5 pictures I took of the building, I actually recreated it and the surrounding areas in Minecraft, fully playable as a zombie survival game mode based on Call of Duty Zombies, just like Mob of the Dead in the last video. So you can play Call of Duty Zombies in Minecraft at Blockbuster. Me and Clay literally spend every single day over 3 months to create, design, construct, test, and finish this map. It's fully automated with redstone, playable with 1 to 4 people, and I know I sound like I'm sponsoring myself, but I fell in love with Blockbuster after my first visit, and now I can go there anytime I want. But the best part is, I could show my friends, and Clay and Nitaniel have both played my Minecraft recreation, thus having been there in virtual form. So they'll get to see a place they know so well, having never been there.
This is magnetic. Oh, you can put magnets on the back. You can leave it in this.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
On the way out to Bend, I indulged in having someone pump my own gas for me, then convoyed with Bryant across the countryside.
Three-fingered Jack, possibly Mount Washington, and then Mount Jefferson, and then if we see further north, we'd see Mount Hood and maybe I think Mount Bachelor south. But
Yeah, you were right about seeing a lot more without the wildfire smoke. We stopped in Sisters for some food, which is a really nice little town I kind of skipped through on my first time here, and got a hotel in Bend that night. Now, I was still sick, and everyone else was really tired, so they all stayed at the hotel while I went to Blockbuster. I didn't care. I miss it, and I haven't been back since I made it in Minecraft, so I couldn't wait until tomorrow. So I rented the documentary on its story, and that was a pretty good watch. I ended up buying a VHS copy of it on the next visit tomorrow. Yes, I still have a VCR, and this time I got to bring everyone with.
give me directions to Blockbuster.
Getting directions to Blockbuster video.
Now that's not something you hear every day. Dude, yes, they have the machine. This is seriously one of the best movies I've ever seen. Top 10. Like, I'm not even kidding. I instantly bought it the first time I saw it somewhere. They got it at Blockbuster. So they've got this wall of fame. If you guys remember, the first trailer for Captain Marvel had Blockbuster in it. They were pretty happy about that. This is a documentary. Great documentary. It told the story of how this is the last one. And back when you could rent game consoles from Blockbuster. That's really cool. They don't have any games for rent here, but they do have a little nostalgia case. Yeah, look, they have only the good Indiana Jones movies. Nice to see.
That's that's not supposed to be there.
Yeah. Well, maybe by 2029 there's a Target over there. Yeah. Future canonical. Yeah, you can see there's a bit of cracks in the pavement here.
Yeah.
To think under this spot there could be a whole city. We bought a whole bunch of souvenirs, rented the Sisters Brothers and Zombieland, watched both of them, and jammed out to my new favorite song in the Carl's Jr. drive-thru.
Baby, you can find me under the lights, diamonds under my eyes. Turn the rhythm up, don't you wanna just come along for the ride?
Oh, come on, bro. We gotta crank it all the way up at the window.
If you touch that volume knob, you are walking back.
It was from Bend that Clay and Nitaniel separated from me and Bryant. They headed out to Yellowstone on the way back to Wisconsin.
We went to Wyoming, to Yellowstone. We saw some buffalo there.
Fun.
We kept going down the road until we saw buffalo.
Nice.
Is that when you pulled over?
That's when we pulled over. There's a little area for people to stop and see the buffalo. But
Right, because the buffalo only exists in that spot, so they built
it
a
seemed
little...
like
It seemed like it, but we did not go around the entire thing of Yellowstone, which I will admit, I do regret not doing. I will say that again. Because if we did that, we probably would have had time for Legoland.
After spiritually connecting with the buffalo, we went to the geysers.
There's the geysers.
There was the little geysers that we got to first.
Yeah, the first we came in from the west side. We should specify that as well. The little geysers smell the sulfur, but the more you got into the mountain range, like the big geyser, just steam.
Yeah, and it was steam, smell of sulfur. You were pretty much covered in just steam.
Nice.
Just huge.
So it's like being in
clouds
in the Rift.
In a sauna.
Yeah.
In the sauna.
In East March, you're thinking.
East March. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking of. Sorry.
It was like we were a bunch of lost souls in a misty realm.
But we got to the big geyser, which I don't know if it was the Excelsior.
It was the Excelsior.
Yeah, the Excelsior was the big geyser. Yeah, because I remember Stanley. Yep.
Stanley.
Which, in my opinion, he is the only person in the modern age who we should build a statue of.
This is a statue of a man named Stanley.
So was there like boardwalks
around
the whole place?
Yeah,
Okay.
and then we have the bacteria slates.
Dude, those are
from the geysers.
Those are $400 in Monopoly. Nice.
So there's boardwalks that you had to stay on because obviously if you walk off of them, you're just gonna burn yourself.
Shut them off tonight.
Something died right there. Epic. Oh yeah. It's pretty metal.
There were skeletons.
Yeah.
On the
skeletons.
Yeah. So like
they're not a whole lot, but we saw like one.
You brought shields,
skeleton of some animal.
Yes, Clay zoomed in on it. He was like, "Something died there."
Come on, keep that face.
That's badass.
I dare you. Keep it.
Friggin' metal.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, it's metal.
Yeah, it's at Fountain Paint Pots. This is where I was conceived from.
Yeah, we found his birthing place. Called right out of that pit.
Yeah. It's bubbling. Wow. Oh yeah. Now This is epic.
You get to the Excelsior geyser, and this is where I was talking about, where you're just being covered in steam, and the smell of sulfur is just everywhere. You could smell it from the parking lot.
That is cool.
The entire way is just a boardwalk.
Yeah, I should go out there again someday.
And the soil underneath the water in some parts is like a red, orange, and brown.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see all the steam here. It's like a Skyrim loading screen.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, I have been to Yellowstone myself as a kid, and I do remember it somewhat well, but I had my own mission out west. Never had so much faith in a parking brake, huh?
Yeah, I actually trusted my parking brake for a second, and then it started rolling, and I was like, forget that.
Yeah. First, though, I went back to Portland with Bryant so I could drive his Wrangler before he sells it. This 1989 YJ has the 4.2-liter, the direct predecessor to the 4-liter, running on a carburetor and mated to an AX-15. I had never driven a 4.2-liter before, so that was pretty cool, but first we had to get the thing started. Huh. Well, most fuel-efficient YJ.
Yeah. I haven't driven it in so long. We're getting close. Keep going. Man. It started last time I did that.
Yeah, when the battery's totally dead like that, it's hard.
Should be a jumper right underneath. Well, I've done it before. That's the weird part.
You've jumped it one too many times.
Alright.
Well, now we gotta push it all the way back up there.
Heck no, we're not pushing it. Okay. In that case, I can either bring the Cherokee down or yours, whatever works best.
Look at this dude. World's most reliable YJ. Oh my god, what the hell?
Yeah, these terminals have been junk since day one.
Dude, this is a very interesting vehicle. Okay, buddy. Let's see what happens. Yeah! Is it gonna stay?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's actually idling pretty smooth. Yeah, it ain't
Can you get on the
staying.
brakes?
Yeah, I'll get on the brakes, Bryant. I know what it's like not having that parking brake, you know. Okay, I'm on the brake.
So if you want, go ahead and drive it up the block. It's really sensitive.
Okay, we'll drive it where? Just back
to my place.
Back to your house?
Just
Okay.
don't turn it off.
Yeah, okay. Don't stall it.
Stand by.
Carbureted. Dude, there's an analog clock in this thing. Why is the clutch pedal like that? Like your toe hits the bar. Why is that a thing? Dude, this thing is so janky. And when it engine brakes, it like just stops. It idles really smooth.
No, I tuned up the carburetor and messed with the ignition a lot. So
Yeah, that's like smoother than a fuel injected engine.
it's pretty good.
Look at this. Close the window, close the hatch, close the tire carrier, Wrangler things. Yeah. There's barely room for the things in here. I do like that half doors though. That's awesome. Dude. My God. It's not slow.
It's geared too, so it does.
Oh.
But I mean, it's not on factory tires either.
What's it geared at?
373.
Oh, yeah, that's why it's not slow. Okay. No, I drove a 4-liter YJ that had 307s in it. Or whatever the base ratio is in YJs. And that thing sucked.
Yeah, this is pretty slow when we got it.
This is nice. It's got pep to it. It gets up and goes. This. And I love the engine brake on it, man. It basically just cuts fuel to the engine. It's incredible. I wish the XJ did that.
Just can't.
Yeah, what the hell?
Alright, you'll hear it.
What the hell? Ow. It's so good.
It's got its quirks.
Burger time. Burgerville burger time.
That had a turbo 6BT in there.
Incredible.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
You know what else is pretty cool?
What's that?
This burger.
I'm glad to hear it.
This is the best damn burger I've ever had in my life.
I'm not sure that's a good thing or a bad thing.
It's a good ass burger. She already sounds better. This far into the trip, I was well overdue for an oil change, and Bryant lended me his driveway. I also replaced the air filter because after the sand dunes, it had become more sand than filter. Bryant had been putting off a valve cover gasket replacement for a while, and I convinced him to get on that. But what we found in his basically brand new engine was less than optimal. Let's see. Yeah, there it is. Green. Green, the least desirable color to see in the rockers.
Mm-hmm.
And there is like that's not oil. That's like
it's probably mixed. But I just changed the oil too, so
damn, that sucks.
That's frustrating. Alright, well, we'll put it back together. Nothing I can do right now.
Unmistakable. But this doesn't appear to be leaking from the typical between cylinder 3 and 4. The coolant is only at the base of each one of these square plug things. It's like whoever built the cylinder head didn't put sealant on the threads of each one of these. Well, it's like he was saying though, he's got a 7120 right here waiting to go in something, so but you know, it's only a matter of time before my cylinder head goes.
I know I've told you several times, but that's what I meant by Mount Hood just lights up during a sunset.
Yeah, look at this grainy ass 10 times zoom footage. That is beautiful though. And Bryant can just see this from his freaking driveway. So, to avoid helping Bryant replace a cylinder head, I started going north into Washington for my final grand adventure. A long time ago, I made a somewhat pointless video looking into the accuracy of the XJ's overhead console fuel economy calculations. And in that video, I went to the southernmost point of the continental United States, a survey marker way out on Florida's Key West. I didn't really document it, but I thought, if there's a southernmost point, Well, there has to be a northernmost point too, right? That'd be in Minnesota, only about 10 hours from where I was in Wisconsin, so the next January I drove across a frozen ice lake to get there. That video's linked in the description. So now that I've done north and south, I'm not all too far from the westernmost point, at the farthest reaches of Olympic National Park in Washington State. I got a motel room as close as I could to the Cape, but it was still like an hour away from it. It's very remote out here. There was only one other person at this motel, and the attendant guy was super friendly. A night's rest in an actual bed, and a long day's journey ahead of me. Found myself in Sikiu, Washington, however you say that. This is just a little coastal fishery town. Kind of a unique spot. Throw a blanket of snow over this place and you got Dawnstar from Skyrim. This is like the Sea of Ghosts, you know? Up there is Canada, outside of the playable area. Look, there's this convenient map here. So I'm at 11, and I'm heading over to 6, Cape Alava. This is the westernmost point of the continental United States. I mean, it kind of looks like it's that, but it's not, apparently. It's this. Everybody agrees it's this, so. The sign did confirm my suspicions. That land way off in the distance is Canada. That's Vancouver Island over there. And for having never set foot in Canada, I have seen quite a lot of it. So blue is the US, gray is Canada, you know, because we can't go over there. That's DLC content. But you might notice this right here. Yes, this is Point Roberts. I want to go there someday, but there's no ferry. You have to go through Canada to get there, and I don't have a passport, so I'm going to have to come back. What an interesting view to wake up to. This place was really cool, man. And the people here are super nice. No unauthorized personnel. Well, I'm feeling pretty authorized today. That's trippy. Wow. That's Canada over there. Dude. Oh, look at this. This is Nia Bay. Oh, and there's a shipwreck right there. Dude, I'm not supposed to be here and I see a vehicle over there. I just had to come out here. Alright, his headlights turned on. Goodbye. I'm a dumb tourist. I can't read. Does this ever happen to you? I seem to have run out of road. Let's go check this out. Look at that. That's a cool shot right there, huh? To the edge of the continent. clear the water is. This is Ozette Lake, Washington. It's like a little untouched corner of the world. Yeah, this is paradise. Alright, this is Ozette. I'm at a ranger station. This is as far west as I can drive. So, got everything loaded up in my bag, you know, all the essentials like the camera tripod. And I'm eating a sandwich in preparation. Because from here it's all walking. About 3 miles out and 3 miles back. Now, my fat ass ain't walked 3 miles probably ever. But I'm on a mission today. The westernmost point is heralded as the most difficult of the 4 extremes of the U.S. There was no shortage of warning signs for the unprepared. This is where civilization as I know it ends. There is nothing farther west than this, but 3.1 miles of untouched wilderness along the Cape Lava Trail. This is where we start, I guess. This old bridge. It's a pretty cool bridge. And there's nobody out here. The path out here was quiet and peaceful, but also looming and uncertain. Sand Point, Cape Lava. Well, this is it. If I take one more step, it'll be the farthest west I've ever been. Because I have never walked anywhere farther than about 1 mile, and here I am going, 6 miles, entirely isolated with no signal, into the farthest reaches of untamed land. You guys hear that? That is a real ass frog, bro. A good chunk of this path is just boardwalk, but they aren't exactly stable. Elevation change. I'm gonna have to walk back up this later. That's gonna suck. Why is the water so red? I appear to have found a clearing. The whole thing's been really thick woods the whole time. Just kind of opened up all of a sudden. As I descend into the darkness. Oh my god, this is wobbly. Anyway, as I descend, I can start to hear the ocean in the distance. It went from being utterly silent, like completely dead silent, and now I can hear the waves, just barely. And as I walk, they continue to get louder. I think the camera ought to pick that up now. I'm almost there. We're getting there. Oh, you know I'm about to walk across that. That's cool. Wow. That's Ozette Island. I mean, obviously it's farther west than the mainland here, but I'm not about to go swimming in the Pacific just to say I've been somewhere. Well, here I am. No survey marker here, understandably. Somebody carted a pallet all of that way just to make a swing. Or maybe it had washed up, that's probably more likely. The trail keeps going though, and I'm inching ever so farther west. There's more than a handful of little campsites out here. That would be pretty cool to make a camping trip. It's an interesting site. According to the map, there is a Native American village here. But all the windows are busted out on this shack. There's another building over back there. Ranger station? What does that say? Macau-Ozette Ranger station. Oh my god, there's a chair. What? Be careful where I step in here. That floor is not doing too well. What have I found? What the hell happened here? It's locked from the outside. Oh my gosh. There's the ranger station I was just in. There's another just shed over here. What? Are these bones? What the hell did I just find? Generations and generations where people have shared the wealth from this land and the sea. From this site we have gained appreciation of the wisdom of our forefathers. From this we gained new strength. What is this though? A shrine? I don't get it. Look at all this. There's like jewels in there. I ain't touching a damn thing though. I'm sure that used to say something. Yeah, these are all bones, aren't they? How do you even get out here? How are you supposed to get out here? Because the trail ended a while ago. There's like when is When were the last human beings here? What the hell did I find? Hey, excuse me. Where the hell am I? What is going on here? I feel like this is... Dude, there is a billion of whatever these bugs are. They're like mini flies. They don't seem to be biting me, though. There's so many. There's literally billions. Look at them all. Everywhere along the whole beach, there's billions of them. Beach chickens, I have questions. The marker on Google Maps is just some random spot on the beach. Unlike the other two extreme cardinal points, there's literally just nothing out here. Like, who could be bothered to go put up a rock, you know? But just how the southernmost point stone marker wasn't technically as far south as you could go, and the northernmost point stone marker wasn't anywhere near as far north as you can go, the westernmost point's map marker is not the actual westernmost point. There are, of course, islands out here, but I think everyone kind of agrees the islands aren't continental per se. Except this Tuscawaya Island. Well, it's only an island when the tide is in, even shown on maps as directly connected to the mainland. Perhaps, I said, perhaps I could go the extra mile and physically stand farther west than pretty much any human ever has in the continental United States. But it would only count if I could walk there, not swim. All right. If I die, that would be pretty lame. Ooh, that's cold. Oh, that water's gotta be like 40 degrees. Oh, what am I doing? Do it for the meme, bro. Oh, it's already up to my knees. This is definitely, by far, the fucking dumbest thing I've ever done. Oh, oh. Fuck. Okay. Oh, how much deeper does it get, though? I'm so close to... Oh, that's a rock. Ow. Come on. Come on. Oh, more rocks. Oh, we're starting to get into uneven land down here. Ah. Okay. Hopefully I don't step on a shark. Just keep going straight. Oh, I can't see anything I'm stepping on. Oh, oh my God, this is cold. For the channel, onward. Okay, okay, it's starting to get shallower. In between the waves, I can see the rocks that are not sand that I'm probably scraping up my feet on. Oh. Come on. It's kind of setting in now. I'm going to have to go back over there. Look, I'm almost there though. I don't care if I die of frostbite. Don't step on that. Don't want to step on that. Don't know what that is. Please don't be sharks. Come on, it's an ocean, guys. Okay. If I can walk to it without swimming, it's continental. Okay. I'm not about to climb that. Especially barefoot. But I made it over here. And the cool thing about this spot is that right now, without a doubt, I am further west than literally everyone in the rest of the entire continental United States. Now that's a feeling. West Side! died! You see, the thing with the northernmost point is that people actually live farther north than that point in the US. You can go farther north than the rock. The thing with the southernmost point is that there's actually a military base that's technically farther south. But west, this is it. But I found this water hose thing. What the hell is this? Does it go up there? Does somebody live up there? Well, now I gotta know. Basically, from me straight to that rock is directly south. Look at how much farther west I got than the actual westernmost point, which is down there. Oh yeah, I totally hit some poison ivy in there. Well, hopefully that's what it is. Oh my god. Like I said, definitely the dumbest thing I've ever done. I gotta get back now though. Okay, one more time now, come on. Keep a straight path. Come on, that rock. I remember that rock. That was a checkpoint. That's when things started getting difficult. Oh my god. This is like right where the waves meet too, from that side and this side. And one of them like hit right where I was standing. Okay. Oh boy. Alright, we're going. Oh Jesus. Well, guess who fell in? Oh, I was trying to record it too, but my phone got all wet. So it wouldn't register anything on the screen. But I'm alright aside from this. Oh, it was right at that checkpoint rock too. Just a big wave came out of nowhere, knocked me over. But I kept my phone above water and my head. That was about it. Oh god, okay, so well, I gotta figure out what to do about that. I had survived. Beaten and bruised, exhausted, and alone. I began my now 4-mile trek back to the Jeep. This time with a limp knee and wet socks. I may have mentioned earlier how there's a non-zero amount of the Pacific Ocean in my Jeep. Well, now there's a non-zero amount of my blood in the Pacific Ocean. In all, I spent 5 hours out there and traveled 8 miles total on foot, more than double the distance I've ever walked at any point in my life. It was risky, it was stupid, it was tiring, and it was amazing. Now I can say I've been there. But not only that, even farther. So now, only the easternmost point remains, but that'll have to wait for another time. These two trucks can move the same amount of cargo. Gentlemen, I appear to have found a Comanche. Looks like it may have been in an accident. This is like an aftermath scene. What the hell happened? What, did it get the gas siphoned out of it? What the hell? It's a 5-speed 2-wheel drive, 88 plus. Four-liter. It's an 88 to 90. Look at this. Hammer River. Nothing much I could do for this MJ. I looked up the license plate and it was registered to a valid owner, a 1988 model year short bed that had just been abandoned apparently. There wasn't a phone number or anything, so I just left it be. Now, I was on the way back home. Across the misty mountains of Washington, I drove to a rest stop near Yakima, whatever it is, Washington, and I fell asleep. I was woken up at about 3 in the morning. Not to noise or a complete sleep, but because it was so cold, somewhere just above freezing. And a few hours in, the Jeep let all the heat dissipate out. So I'm like, okay, I'll just run the engine for a little bit to get the heater going. No crank, no start. In this scenario, I was in a bit of a panic. I didn't have a winter coat with me, and the blanket was not enough insulation against the cold. I had to work fast to diagnose the problem and start the engine to avoid hypothermia, and in that dilemma, recording things wasn't at the top of my priority list. I had misfortunately parked on a downward slope with the curb of the parking lot right in front of me, so push starting was not an option. At 3 a.m. in rural Washington, there was no one else at the rest stop, so once again my XJ expertise was called into question. Here's what I know. The fuel pump primes and the ignition has power. The battery is charged and the terminals are connected and clean. My Jeep does not have a clutch safety switch. It's been bypassed and the connectors there are good. Lastly, the starter motor itself is still there. The starter doesn't engage, and no fiddling with the key seems to activate it. My first shot in the dark was to swap the starter relay with the fuel pump relay, as I can hear the fuel pump prime, so I know that relay is good. With them swapped, I still hear the fuel pump prime, and the starter still doesn't do anything, so now we've ruled out the relays. The only thing left is the starter solenoid, which possibly could have gotten frozen up with the cold temperatures and gotten stuck. I tried the hammer trick with a quickly available ratchet wrench, but without someone else in the Jeep holding the key to the start position, that didn't do anything either. The only thing left I could try was to hotwire the starter, just like in Operation Justice. But unlike a Renix Jeep, the starter relay is not so easily bypassed on an OBD2 fuse block. I hid under my blanket and scoured for a diagram of which 2 pins would fire the solenoid. I also sent a distress signal to the Cherokee XJ Discord server, and Erilyn came to save my ass with some confirmations and wiring diagrams. If I can bridge pin 3 to pin 5 in the fuse box, it should override everything and start the engine. Success! I'm telling y'all, this piece of jumper wire has saved my ass literally more times than I can count. On the road again, I continued east on Interstate 90. But from here, the drive across Montana and North Dakota was very uneventful. By this point, Clay and Nitaniel had successfully returned home, and I drove all the way from Yakima, Washington to Wisconsin without a functioning starter. I either jumped it or push started it at every stop.
Yeah, that'll do it. Alright, I've made it to Jay's house. He is immediately contracting me to go get some pizza. So, luckily his driveway's on a nice little slope. There we go. This is a cool new feature it started doing too, so I don't even need to shut it off. Alright, I've got the pizza. Just put the key back in here.
So I slept on Jay's couch, very relieving after 4 nights in the Jeep, and I taught Sean how to push start a manual car, because you never know when you might need this knowledge.
Make sure there's nobody coming. And then we start rolling. What an average Wisconsin day. You gotta love it. Well, because my starter died, I'm gonna have to make a video about it now. And I figure since I'm here with Jay's Jeep, I could use his as an example in the diagnosis phase for why an XJ would no crank, no start. And with the automatic, you have a neutral safety switch, and most of the XJs are automatics. So Time for some video footage. I just gotta sabotage this Jeep real quick. We've got a new game, huh, Sean? You gonna catch? There you go.
Before this trip, an anonymous benefactor had sent me a box, and, well, multiple people had implied said box had a living creature inside of it. So I was kind of concerned because anonymous benefactor told me I had to record the unboxing.
That's Jeep parts, Jeep cables. That's the battery cable upgrade that Cam needs to do.
I'll leave that there.
Oh, whistle, okay.
Whistle.
Some stickers. Are those stickers?
Yeah,
Why,
independent craft beer, man.
I don't... Why are there so many?
Oh, Big League Chew. Hell yeah. And a microphone.
Whoa! A Yeti.
What?
Hell yeah.
Are you sure there's nothing living in there? Does it look like it's been opened before? Hello.
Hello. Kick it. Make sure.
Yeah. Just punt it across the room. Stab it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna do this. Yeah, come on. It's like Christmas.
So when you do professional
Yeah, it's just a microphone.
Oh, damn. Okay. Well, all right.
So you go big league, man.
Well, now I'm kind of relieved because now we know nothing died.
Whoa.
Whoa. Yeah. The H4 harness. Yeah. It's like Christmas. And there's the Jeep cable, yeah. So this thing makes the headlights brighter, and that thing makes the starter not fall out. That's nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm very relieved nothing died.
Yeah.
And now Jacob's got a whistle. And Clay's got crayons.
Look, you got your favorite color. Green.
After my now 2 run-ins with the damn starter motor, I'm very glad to have a set of Jeep cables, and one better, the H4 headlight harness upgrade. Each of those will get their own video install, but it probably won't be until it warms up in the spring of 24 because I am not driving my XJ in the winter. Anonymous Benefactor also sent me a new mic, and I've kind of messed around with it a little bit, but I don't think it sounds too different than the mic I've been using. I'll record from here to the end of the video with it. Let me know if you think it's better or worse. But finally, Operation Ultimate came to a close. I was still sick from that undercooked bacon, very sore, and quite tired after almost a month on the road. So I didn't sound too enthusiastic, but I was. Finally, we had the boys back together. Clay was freed, Jacob set loose, Cam still unemployed, and me right back where I started.
Don't you miss it? The Wisconsin sunset. At 4:30! So, for an update on cherry pie, it isn't doing so great. For whatever reason, as soon as it got down to like 50, 40 degrees here in Wisconsin, the damn thing started overheating when I was out west. And all this coolant boiled out of the cap here. I'm surprised it didn't blow out any hoses or seals anywhere. But yeah, you can see it's all coolanty. So for some reason this damn thing is overheating even when it's literally like snowing out now. So could be a couple things. My first thought was clutch fan, but that's still good. Could be a stuck thermostat, could be a fried water pump, could be a clogged radiator. Whatever it is, we ain't gonna know what it is until we start tearing everything apart. So we're just gonna overhaul the cooling system in this thing, and I'm gonna open loop convert it. So hopefully I can make a video about that. I've got my new shitbox MJ here that I've been really excited to do something with. Oh yeah, she's ready. She's ready.
I slept 5 nights at friends' places, 9 in hotels, and 12 in the driver's seat of the XJ. I traveled a grand total of 7,201 miles from Florida to San Diego to Washington to Wisconsin over the course of 27 days. I spent $1,318.72 on gas averaging 20.2 miles per gallon. I burned 321 gallons of gas, with my worst MPG being 14.8 in the sand dunes at Florence, and the best at 22.6 across Southern California from Yuma to Palm Springs. I spent somewhere in the realm of $900 on food and souvenirs, averaging $33 a day, and another $750 for hotels and admittance like park tickets and whatnot. Throw on about $75-ish for toll roads and parking, literally only in California, of course, and I spent $3,022.92 on everything. Honestly, I think that wasn't that bad. But remember, my originally calculated $0 for mechanical failures is still at stake here. So how much did the two issues end up? That's right, $0, because solely for the reason of keeping my estimate correct, I didn't replace the starter until well after the trip ended in Wisconsin. So it doesn't count, and therefore I successfully drove a 2001 Jeep Cherokee around pretty much the entire country without spending a single cent on mechanical failures. That is a win by my definition, and anyone else's opinion is irrelevant. So now what? I've run out of money and I'm stuck in Wisconsin, just in time for winter. The plan here, well, not that there really is a plan, is to just be somewhere that is not Florida. Some people pointed out that it would probably come to this, and well, those people are right. I can't afford to live in Florida, so I've decided to get out while I can, before I get myself stuck there. For now, at least, that puts me back in Wisconsin, which does have its own problems, but I feel like I can deal with Wisconsin a little better than I can Florida. Sure, it's annoying, but it's a familiar annoying. I grew up with this, and don't get me wrong, Florida is an awesome place, and I will definitely be going back, I'm sure many, many times. But for now, me and the boys have all finally been reunited after 4 years. So in the YouTube world, I hope nothing really changes. I'll keep making videos when I can, and I thank you all for actually watching them.